Another year, another set of deeply bizarre discoveries that make you question reality itself, and maybe your browser history. Here are the top 10 alien-like artifacts found by researchers this year. Let's open up the files. Researchers in Greenland reported a find that shouldn't exist. Deep in the melting edges of the Cermek-Kujallik Glacier, a metallic disc was found embedded in layers of undisturbed ice, dated back over 10,000 years. What made this disc so strange? For starters, it was made of a tungsten aluminum compound that doesn't occur naturally, at least not on Earth. Its surface bore etched grooves in near-perfect symmetry, almost like a vinyl record, if that record was built in zero gravity. Some suspect it could have been dropped or left behind during a meteor strike. Others believe it's part of something much, much bigger, waiting deep below the ice. The local team monitoring the object say it's still reacting to temperature changes, expanding and contracting more dramatically than any known alloy. So either someone tens of thousands of years ago found a way to cold forge high-order alloys, or someone else left it here on purpose. In March 2024, a research team analysing desert minerals in Namibia discovered a near-perfect spike made of solid silicon, standing upright, embedded in the earth. Think of a thin, dagger-shaped crystal, but engineered. Silicon doesn't naturally form into spear-like shapes. Worse, the object appears to have been manufactured using a method known as molecular beam epitaxy, a process we use in high-tech labs to grow materials atom by atom. You don't just stumble across that in the middle of the desert. Some speculate it could be a fragment of a probe, while others think it's part of a massive underground structure. But here's the kicker. When exposed to electromagnetic fields, it emits a weak signal, encrypted and unreadable. As of today, no institution officially claims ownership, and no one has figured out how deep it goes. A mapping team in southern Turkey scanned a cave system looking for historical graffiti. What they found was a 4-foot-long circuit carved directly into the limestone, recessed like an engineered motherboard. The design is eerily similar to modern circuits: nodes, pathways, even processor-like clusters. But here's the spine-chilling part. The cave walls date back thousands of years. It clearly wasn't made overnight, and the precision suggests it was carved using some form of guidance the ancients shouldn't have had. Skeptics say it could be coincidental erosion or human pareidolia. But when modern engineers traced the layout, it mimicked an antenna array model, specifically one used in early SETI communication designs. So either someone saw our future a long time ago, or someone left a diagram right where early human civilizations would eventually uncover it. In rural Alberta, Canada, a prospector found something jammed into a scree of rockfall. A black metal cube the size of a shoebox. At first, people thought it was just scrap, but surface testing revealed it's made of a totally ionised alloy, one that has zero magnetic response and somehow resists all current forms of material degradation. But that's the mild part. Inside it's completely hollow, but somehow heavier than lead. No seams, no access points, just a perfect, glossy cube that leaves moisture trails behind it even when it's not touched. Scientists are currently arguing in a closed report file whether this might not be an object at all, but a container. If so, the next question is, for what? Divers scanning an existing sonar anomaly in the Baltic Sea uncovered more than just glacial rocks. They found an enormous ring, about 12 meters in diameter, partially embedded into the seabed. It's perfectly circular, metallic, and emits a strange sonar reverb. Most dismissed the original images as hoaxes, but this year's return dive revealed something real and confusing. Small pulses are being emitted from the ring in repeating, timed intervals. Some suggested it's bouncing back modern sonar, others say it's transmitting. There's no corrosion, no fouling from sea life, and the metal is composed of both tellurium and palladium. Metals rarely found together. The entire dive team was sworn to non-disclosure after the second mission. Gee, wonder why. In April, a hiker in the Mato Grosso region of Brazil stumbled across a black sphere lodged in the mud, humming quietly, like a mosquito trapped in a bell jar. The orb was roughly the size of a grapefruit, smooth and perfectly uniform. Local researchers tried every common test, X-ray, magnetics, even sound resonance, but nothing revealed what's inside. Its hum has a pulse. Every 18 seconds, the tone drops half a pitch, and then comes back, almost like it's breathing. The strangest part? After about 36 hours in human presence, the orb inexplicably became cold, then silent. It's now being held in a temperature-controlled vault in São Paulo University, and it hasn't made a sound since, but people who handled it say they're still hearing the tone in their sleep. Let me introduce you to Null Island, that mythical spot in the Atlantic Ocean, off the coast of Ghana where GPS errors send confused data to die. Only, this April, a boat of independent marine surveyors found more than just open water. Beneath the waves, cameras caught a thin slate embedded in the ocean floor, covered in glyphs not matching any known writing system. The slate is only 1 centimetre thick, yet it survived unbelievable depths and pressure. What's unsettling is the pattern of the glyphs. They loop in fractals, suggesting that the entire plate is a repeating looped message. When converted into frequencies, the designs create a shortwave pulse. No one's been able to decode what the signal says, but satellites are now subtly avoiding the region. High in the Peruvian Andes, archaeologists clearing landslide debris found a stone tablet embedded with flecks of magnetite and what appears to be carbon nanotube residue. Let that sit for a second. Carbon nanotubes are cutting-edge tech, the kind that requires nanofabrication environments. And yet, here they are, embedded in a pre-Columbian era stone. The tablet responds to magnetic fields and even emits a small electrical voltage when exposed to sunlight. Researchers are calling its properties non-local, meaning they don't follow our normal definitions of material science. The obvious conclusion? It's either the most incredible example of lost technology, or someone dropped their toolkit much earlier than expected. In the desolate ridges of eastern Kazakhstan, a satellite relay crew found what looked at first like a weathered pipe, until one end sparked. The cylinder, about 2 feet long, is lined with a mineral-based mesh that resists scans. Surface analysis? Completely inert. But internal? It pulses heat every few days. For about 30 seconds, like a system warming up. Think sleep mode. No visible power source. And it gets stranger. Wildlife patterns in the immediate area shift dramatically when it activates. Some nights local animals avoid an entire 2-mile radius. Others, they just freeze. Whatever it is, the terrain now has a restricted fly zone, and the artifact hasn't been moved since discovery. Someone's watching. A team of environmental researchers in the Western Sahara found a small lattice-like device lying above ground, as if freshly placed, not buried. Thin coppery wires intersected to form hexagonal grids, like honeycombs with tiny sphere nodes at each junction. When hooked to a basic DC current, the entire object began emitting a low-frequency hum and registered a fluctuating quantum field signature. Yeah, somehow this thing messes with quantum fields. Several researchers reported brief moments of disorientation, temperature fluctuation, and one claims to have seen fractal blinking patterns in the edges of his vision. That part's anecdotal, but the item has since been acquired by an undisclosed European lab. No one's talking, and the site is now fenced. If your trust in official explanations feels a little shakier now, you're definitely not alone. Thanks for tuning in and decoding the strange with me. Make sure you subscribe. We've got new drops every weeknight. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe. And that was your dose of the unknown. See you in the next file. Subscribe for more of the unknown